The end game is coming. As expected, the official cash rate, OCR, for New Zealand has gone up by 0.5% today. This means it has increased by 50 points from 1% to 1.5%. The reason why they have increased it by 50 points instead of 25 points like in February 2022 is to control the skyrocketing inflation. The rising inflation pressure is exacerbated by the supply chain disruptions due to COVID-19 and the Russian invasion of Ukraine. With the global economy at its uncertain times, the only tool that we have is to either control interest rates or initiate quantitative tightening in order to control inflation. We need to understand in the modern world, interest rate adjustment is a reactive movement rather than a proactive movement. What this means is that when inflation rises too much and results in a price increase in consumer goods, the central bank will increase the interest rate in order to reduce the inflation rate. When we apply this rule to our daily life, it means we won't see our milk or bread price go down in the supermarkets immediately but slow down the prices from going up. This is because there still is consumer demand out there for the products. However, the same rule won't apply for the New Zealand property market now. This is because when the official cash rate goes up, the mortgage rate will go up as well. A new mortgage rate of 5 to 6% is just around the corner, and when this happens, the recent homebuyers who have purchased their houses will suffer the most. Let's have a look at some examples. If they borrowed $1 million to buy a house in Auckland at a mortgage rate of 2.2%, the mortgage repayment would have been $876 per week. New Zealand's minimum wage is $21.20 an hour. If you are working full-time, 40 hours a week, your take-home pay after the tax is $715.83. You can clearly see that you can't service the mortgage with a single income who is on a minimum wage. It would only work out if you are buying it with your partner. Let's say you and your partner are both earning minimum wage. This would be $1,431.66 for two people. Now you are able to service the mortgage repayment of $876 per week comfortably. You now have a disposable income of $555.66. Oh, hang on, let's pay for our electricity bill, water bill, internet bill, house, car insurance, and rates, which would come to around $200 per week. You now have $355.66 for food and other necessities. Of course, not everyone is on minimum wage, and you might end up with more disposable income, which is great. However, let's have a look at what will happen in near future. Here are some mortgage repayments per week calculations if you have a mortgage rate of 5%, 6%, 7%, and 8%. These are scary numbers. We are assuming the new mortgage rates on average will be between 5 to 6%. Including the average bills of $200, you have to be prepared to pay around $1,400 to $1,600 per week. If we consider that the food and necessity will cost around $300 per week, your overall household income should be $1,800 per week at least to live comfortably. The median weekly earnings in New Zealand is $1,093 according to Stats NZ. Statistically speaking, most homeowners in New Zealand should not have any problem when they are servicing 5 to 6% mortgage rates if both partners are working, as the household income will exceed $1,800. However, we are not finished yet. The Reserve Bank is forecasting the OCR to peak above 3.25% by 2024. What this means is that the mortgage rate will soon reach 7 to 8%, and as you can see from the calculations, your household income needs to be at least $1,700 to $1,900 in order to pay for mortgage repayments and bills. At this mortgage rate, even if you are on a median income, you won't be able to service the mortgage as the cost of living will be higher than your household income. When this happens, owner-occupiers will be forced to sell, and there will be an increase in the supply of houses while there is less demand for the property, which will drive down the prices further. This rule applies to investors as well. Property investors look at the yield and rental income, but there is a limit on how much they can increase the rental prices. In conclusion, an increase in OCR will increase the mortgage rate and decrease the demand for property severely, which will lead to a drop in price. There is no such thing as an opportunity cost when buying properties anymore. If you are a first home buyer, it might be a good idea to buy the property at an extremely discounted price. The property bubble is about to pop. Thank you for watching the Knowledge Porridge channel. Please subscribe, like, and share.